Chapter 315 of My Academia's fan translations is finally out. With these fan scans out, again, fan scans, you guys already know that fan scans are not the officials, and this chapter of My Academia was very shocking, to say the least. But before we get into this video, before we even get to this chapter review, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the bell notification to stay notified whenever I upload. Now, I'm pretty sure you can understand what I uploaded by just looking at my channel and just looking at what I upload. So again, stay tuned. Now, let's get into chapter 315 of My Academia, called Cover-Ups. Now, we start this chapter off, and it is actually a flashback to when they were supposed to go and get Izuku Midoriya for All For One. And we actually see Overhaul not just talking about his master, him just saying that he knows who Deku is. Overhaul then says that he's the one that ruined my plans, and he's also the one that is affected by this hero syndrome. And Deku and Nagant says that this is probably just destiny or faith. Now, looking at Overhaul, his arms are just chopped completely off. Shigaraki and the League of Villains just did a number on this guy when he was getting arrested. His arms are just non-existent. They are not there anymore. Deku and Nagant then tells Overhaul that he'll scout from afar. That's really all he can really do. And Overhaul then says, I have one condition. And she tells him that she really doesn't care about past grudges. But Overhaul says it's not that. It's because he lost everything. Basically, Deku and the heroes basically took everything away from him. But the only thing that he has left is the old man. And Overhaul isn't out here for some grand scheme revenge. He isn't out here to ruin Deku's life like Muscular. He just wants to see his boss, because again, he already knows that his life is gonna get ruined again if he tries to combat Deku, because he's not an insane man. It kind of makes me sympathize for Overhaul, but then I just look back and see the terrible things they did to Eri and the terrible things that he did, and it just makes you look back and like, what side should I really be on? Should I really be happy that Overhaul's suffering, or should I really be kind of sad for this guy because he's broken and has nothing left, rather than just seeing the boss? Now back into the battle. Remember last chapter, she actually tried to aim a rifle or aim a bullet at Overhaul to basically make Deku hesitate. And she says that the hero commission or the hero education really is flimsy, and she decides that she's going to put Chisaki's life on the line to make Deku hesitate even more, and when she gets the opportunity, she's going to kill Deku. Well, I don't know why she'd want to kill him, but again, fans translation, so it could be wonky. Now, we finally get what Fajin is, and they explain it pretty briefly and pretty in depth. It's basically storing kinetic energy, which I said was similar to the Black Panther suit or Black Panther suit in the comics and in the movies. Now, I already said this before, Deku and his powers are kind of similar to superheroes or comic heroes like Spider-Man, and him being like a vigilante right now as like a Batman. And now he has something like a Black Panther that he can call his own. Deku, being the hero that he is, charges straight for Chisaki and saves him. He's Persuado 100%. I may be butchering that, but again, my English was never really good. Deku and Nagant is now shocked because Deku just moved faster than her bullets, and Deku just drops Chisaki off and tells him, we're not done yet. And I will say this, I do not think Deku is overpowered in the slightest, not as of right now. I will count him as overpowered when he can beat All For One in Shigaraki's body. But as of right now, no. Do I think he can beat Endeavor? He could possibly can, but I do think Endeavor can beat him in a match, but that is a completely different video for another day. The third then says that Deku usually relied on Smokescreen, Black Whip, Danger Sense, Fajin, and Float, and because of that, using them in rapid succession, his parallel processing was all messed up, but now he's relying on Black Whip and Fajin. So he's basically saying here is Deku using multiple quirks in succession with 45% of One For All was not cutting it because his parallel processing was all messed up. Deku then does a Persuado 100% Manchester smash and grabs Deku and Nagant's rifle arm and twists it. He grabs it very tightly and says that your rifle arm is finished, give up now. And Deku and Nagant just thinking back that this guy really didn't hesitate to save Chisaki, somebody that he thought, somebody that he saw as an enemy, somebody that he saw as a villain. He had no hesitation. And this is perfect for Deku's character because it just shows what a true hero should be, which again, I will link my video about what makes Deku a great hero above in the top right hand corner. It's an amazing video, and I think it's one of my best about Deku. And it just shows that Deku isn't like Hawks, he isn't like the Hero Safety Commission, he isn't like anyone else. He is the embodiment of what it means to be a hero. And the bullet that was aimed at Chisaki, Deku knows that the trajectory was completely off, that she was not trying to hit him, she was trying to basically shake Deku and make him hesitate, but Deku isn't going to fold under pressure, he was going to save him no matter what. Deku says, if you were really on All For One's side, you wouldn't be doing this, you wouldn't be hesitating like you did, you could easily have beaten me, but you still have the heart of a hero, you still see the light in the world. Because you are and used to be a hero. And Deku's seeing the good in her. He is trying to save her from what society did to her. He's trying to save her from what she's doing right now and trying to get her off this path. He is looking deep into her crevices and trying to understand her. And right now, it is working. Deku is trying to save Lady Nagant. And Deku then tells her that fight alongside us and help us make the world a better place and stop All For One. And she just says he is really heroic, and she's going to say, Zuko Midoriya, you truly are a, and then it stops. Her body starts cracking, and the twist of this chapter is that All For One decides to blow Lady Nagant into smithereens, and All For One just starts cackling, saying hearts truly are easily swayed, and basically this is the price that Lady Nagant gets for taking a quirk from All For One. All For One basically made her a ticking time bomb in case she changed sides, so kinda dangerous if it's All For One and giving you a quirk, because if you try to change sides or try to enact justice on All For One, he just blow you up like a ticking time bomb. All For One knew that she could possibly fail, so the failsafe was to blow her up to smithereens in case she did, and All For One was correct. He went through every single route, 15 steps ahead of the heroes and 15 steps ahead of Lady Nagant, and we just see an explosion. And Deku is there. We don't know if Deku got hit, which we do know he does, but Lady Nagant is now burnt to a crisp. One of the best characters, one of the best waifus in My Hero Academia is now burnt to a crisp because of All For One's sick planning. But being real, even though I knew that Lady Nagant wouldn't stay in the story for long, I didn't think she'd go out in this type of fashion with a boom.
And I can't hear so well, so I'm gonna need you to repeat that again. But this time, say it with your chest.
And I will say that Lady Nagant gave us a different perspective of Hero Society, even though we knew Hero Society is pretty garbage in the grand scheme of things. But we have to talk about how Lady Nagant gave us more than black and white and gave us more to color on the Hero Society, and notice that they aren't really the true heroes that we think they are. And Stain ideology is kind of right in a sense of things, but again, he went pretty radical in his whole view of things. And All For One then says that you should blame that cursive quirk of yours because even though you were blessed with it and I gave you it, again, you should blame it. And Deku just screams Lady Nagant's name because again, he felt like he just saved someone, he was in the step in the right direction, but All For One then just tells her that you were just a tool for my ends, which again, it's pretty sad, but it's true. And Deku continues screaming, and Hawks finally comes in and tells Lady Nagant not to die, senpai. And that's where I call game on the chapter. And I will say, I have always been indifferent All For One. I always thought he was a master planner, but I always developed and actually thought that Shigaraki, Dabi, Toga, and even somebody like probably somebody like Overhaul was a little bit better because I felt I spent more time with them, but I did always appreciate the lore that All For One has gave for us. But now this guy is just pulling a straight Aizen and planning everything and planning out everyone's downfall, and this makes Deku's journey to trying to save the villains who were wronged by society pretty hard because they're basically going to be ticking time bombs if they took a quirk from All For One, so pretty dangerous. It's basically like a double-edged sword. But I'll give this chapter a 8.5 out of 10. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I really did myself. If you do enjoy this video in the chapter review, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload. And it has been the Red Cloak. I'm headed out of you guys. Peace out. And I'm out, guys. Peace. Have a good rest of the day and stay safe.